Senator Dunnavant rise.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise to speak to the amendment.
Senator has the floor.
I'd like to make a few points because I think it's really important. And I know that we are moving quickly through this budget and that there are many foregone conclusions in the budget, but it would not be responsible for us all to not pause for a couple of minutes and think about a few principles. I do want to assure the senator from Northwestern Fairfax County that we have indeed reached out to the administration and to the Department of Health, and we have some answers. These postcards were mailed to children 13 to 19 years old, not their parents. We are a parental rights state. We have struggled with many decisions in Virginia and in decisions that we've made in our budget and in our legislation because we value the rights of parents to discern for their children. And parents are the best people to do so. They have the most vested interest. In this case, the discernment of the parents was taken from them and given not only to a state agency, but instead to another organization that has no regulation or responsibility to Virginia. I too have been on the websites. There are no protections for users of these sites. Our children who can be tracked to their digital devices for whatever reason have no protections. Further, this Birds and Bees program is owned by ASHA, which is the American Sexual Health Association. I've looked them up too. We don't know who their contributors are, but their contributors are private. So we have abdicated a principle of Virginia that is embraced by our constituents and is embraced by us, and that is parental rights, on a very sensitive issue to minors, for minors. We're not talking about emancipated kids here. You have to be 16 for that. This is a roundabout from the legislative process, responsible decision-making that was a surprise to everybody in this room. Is that not staggering? Mr. President, it is time to pause. It is time for us to take seriously the responsibilities we have in Virginia. And it is time for us to stop the forward motion of unilateral decision-making in Virginia without discernment and input from the legislature. And this is but one of many examples. And I urge the constituents to vote their conscience and think about a 13-year-old child who is unprotected on a digital device, texting to somebody from an organization that is funded by unknown resources, is outside the state of Virginia, and is unregulated by us. Thank you, Mr. President.